It's important to keep the design of the rack and the research facilities as simple as possible. Because the more complex you make them, the more cost and upfront development time you have, and the less able you are to make changes and upgrades in the future. For example, our human research hardware, we designed these integrated rack facilities. Now, since that time, we've changed out almost all the components with upgraded handheld or modular COTS pieces. And the facility itself, all the hardwired built-in things aren't really needed in the same way anymore. That's also happened with some of our exercise hardware where we've gone through several upgrades now. And one of the real strengths of human spaceflight platforms, when you have a long duration like we've had on the space station, is the ability to make those changes and work in several phases. And even if you have to design something custom the first time, you might be able to do it just fine with COTS hardware the second time. One example of that in our human research was something we called the pulmonary function system. This was a system for measuring sort of lung capacity and the expired gases, the respired gases. And we had a real custom system. Then later someone developed a portable unit called the portable pulmonary function system, which is modular. And there you could move it around to any old piece of exercise hardware. And so that other piece of fixed hardware became obsolete because it was located in one location. And then now people are, as technologies have improved, there are now these real portable kinds of pulmonary function tests, and there'll be probably another generation of COTS hardware that follows behind that's even more portable, even smaller. Most of the hardware that we're using on the space station today, but 10 years from now, we'll be using different versions of that. So that flexibility in making upgrades is important. Of course, the further you get from low Earth orbit, the harder it is to transport equipment back and forth. The more you need to miniaturize, the more sensitive you are to mass. And that's one of the reasons why you kind of have to tease apart as well. If you can do it in low Earth orbit, you should keep it in low Earth orbit. Then you need to keep leveraging the things you can do further out. And I think the further we get from low Earth orbit, the less we can follow the space station model of addressing all the different science you could do in microgravity.